Okay, in Roman numeral, they invented some symbols for not only one, tens, 100s. They also invent symbols for fives. So 5 and 50 and 500, something like that, right? So if you compare with the Egyptian or the other ones we covered before, this is kind of a combination of it, right? So Egyptian, they just make those tens, right? 10, 100, 1000, like that, right? And the difficulty of that system was we have to write down like a 6 same symbols for to denote the 6 or 60 or something like that, right? In Greek number system, they developed not positional but some kind of multiplication concept there, right? So you don't need to really write down that many same symbols, right? But in Roman system, it's combination of those two. Okay, so like having just the symbols from 1 through 1000, but not all parts of it, but like every 5 or tens, like that. And after that, more than for 1000, they just put the overline to that symbol, right? Which denotes it's multiplied by 1000. And double bar means it's multiplied by 1 million. And nowadays, you know, I'm going to talk about this one later, but maybe this is a good time. Like in our number system, when we put this comma, that's the I don't know how to say it, but it's kind of another unit, right? So those 3 units are kind of basic units, and for the comma denotes the each kind of next level units, right? So it's like a unit for 1 and tens and 100s, and 1000 is next to group. So it's 1000 and 10,000. That's why we call it. So we use 1 and 10 and hundreds for every group, right? And each group is separated by this comma. And it came from this Roman number system, right? Because of this multiplication concept here. And the good comparison for this system is Korean numeric system. In Korea, when you look at them, they still use this comma every 3 numbers, but it's not really matching with what they call. Is what they have is kind of 3 unit system. So like a 1 and tens and hundreds and thousands. So they accept thousands as a part of basic unit. And for every 4 number is a kind of next to group, and that's actually in English style, it's 10,000 is the next to group number, right? So there is another name for that. So it's called man. Okay, let me see. It's not man, but it's kind of man, right? So 5 man and 40 man and 300 man and 2000 man, something like that, right? And have another name for that. So listen carefully. It's not really fixed number system. It depending on how many basic units you use in each kind of country or system, right? So in Europe and United States, in England, they use these 3 basic units: 1, 10, and hundreds, right? And 1000 means the basic units for the next group, right? And 1 million is the next group unit name, right? And like that, right? So billion and trillion. Okay, that's what we have in the United States. In Korea, they have 4 basic unit system. Okay? So for the next group, they need a name for that, and the next group, they need a name for that, right? So in this system, it's much better to place this comma for every 4 numbers, right? It's really matching that way. And in our system, United States, it's better to placing those comma for every 3 numbers, right? So this comma kind of denotes what group, okay, and how many groups we need to denote that number. So it's very easy to kind of read, right? So whenever you look at the comma, then you just look at where this number is. So it's going to be then many hundreds and then many tens and then many units of with that name, right? So it's 1 to 1,000, like, right? So if we have 1, 2, 3, 3 to 1 and 3 to 1, for example, then what is the name of this? There is no such thing, right? Just you write, you say the name of it. So 300, actually 12, right? Let me. So 345. You don't need to put any other unit name for that. But in the second group, we have 1,000, right? I mean, 1,000 is the name for that group. So you have to say 342,000, like that, right? Okay, so sorry, it's kind of off, but in different culture, they might have using some other stuff like that. Okay, anyway, so in Roman, so and this Europe and United States and England style, it came from this Roman style, right? Because they separate like by multiplying 1,000 and 1 million like that. Okay. Then how can you write down all the other numbers? They follow that the Egyptian style, so they just write down that many. So like 3 means what? 3 bars, right? Like that. So if it's a 4 bar, I mean 4, then you have to write down up to 4, right? But later, they accepting not only the additive, this is additive, one of the additive systems. So positional system and additive systems are corresponding each other, right? So positional system is what we are using in our number system. And so far, all these Greek and Egyptian Roman, they use these additives, which means what? Technically, the place doesn't mean anything, right? You can just place anywhere, but you understand it. But there are small inside rules to recognize easier way, right? But most of all, I mean, in most cases, it's just additive system. So it's just additive. But later, they accepting this subtract principle for that. So for all these, every 1, 10, 100, and even kind of 1,000, based on that, using this one based on those fives. So if they adding them after those fives, then it's adding, right? But if it's before that fives, then it's subtracting from there. So instead of these 4 ones, we can say 1 subtracted from 5, right? That's we are so familiar with this one, right? So it's kind of similar. Then how about 40? Instead of write down 4 x's, right? The same as from 50, we want to subtract 10, right? So it's going to be kind of Excel style. Okay. So that's the main rule, and same rules apply for more than 1,000 case like this, and even 1 million, right? More than 1 million. So let's just look at some example. Okay, how can I write down this one? It's 954. So 900. Then instead of 100 means C, right? Kind of it's a century. But instead of write down 9 C's, how about 1,000, right? It's closer to there. So 1,000 means M. Right? So from M, we can subtract 1 C, right? Okay, so after that it's just 50. So we have 50, that is L, right? L shape, okay, there. So it's L. And 4, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, we just write down 1 subtract from 5, right? So when you read Roman numbers, you should be very careful, right? Which one goes to where and like that, right? And key point is, when you compare C, okay, then you can imagine C is for 100. So it might be just 100, but the next number is actually 1,000. So when this m is greater than c, that means it's not even positional number system. Still, we want to write down bigger number first, right? So we don't accept this way, right? Oh, this is not, I mean, we can write down this way, but it's not separated ones, right? We have to think all together. If the first letter, the symbol, is smaller than second letter, right? Then you have to think all together, which means what? The greater one and smaller one, then smaller one must be subtract from the greater one. So from 1000, we have to subtract 100, right? So that's same as 900, right? And L, okay, and it's I. So this number is greater than that, but sometimes we have like this, right? So that is same as 11. So that is good enough, right? So in this case, why we don't accept in this way? Because L is 50. So that 50 must comes with subtracting tens or adding tens, right? So if you want to do that, then L must be surrounded by x's, right? Not just unit symbol 1, right? Therefore, we understand it must be separated by that. Okay? So it's going to be 50. And next one, 1 and 3 is less, 1 is less than 5. So we have to think together. Then it's going to be 5 minus 1 style, right? Be careful. I'm just write down this way, right? It's a subtracting 1 from 5. Okay? So that's how we got these numbers. Then we can apply same rule here. Now be careful. This comma is kind of big hint, especially when you're dealing with Roman numerics, right? So that is same as 20 million and 550,000 and 348. Then we want to think individually for each one of these. Then 20 million is 20 times 1 million. And 1 million can be replaced by double bar above whatever that number is, right? So what is 20? Is 2 x's, right? So we put just 2 or double bar above that 2 x's, which means 20 million. Okay? The next one is 450. So 450, we have to multiply 450 times 1000, and 1000 is just 1 bar above that number. So we need 450. Okay? So it's better to think 450. And 50 is just 3. Okay, then how about 400? Okay, 500 minus 100. Okay? So 500 is D, right? And 100 is C. So it's going to be CD. Okay? It's enough. And 1000 means bar for there. But CD is only for 400. We have to take care of 50. So all together, right? CDL okay, is really 450 and multiply by 1000. The next one is 348. So 300 means 3 C's, right? No other way. And 40 means subtracting. So, okay. Let me write down this one. It's same as 300 plus 40 plus 8, right? So 300 is CCC, and 40 is subtracting 10 from 50, and 8 is 5 plus actually 3, right? So it's 3 and adding 3 to there, right? So altogether it's going to be XL and VIII, and there is no multiplication actually. It's just only just write down that way. So I use this plus notation, but the meaning is just put them together. All right. So in Roman numeric, it should looks like this way, right? Okay, so let's just do another example here. How about converting this Roman numeric to our own system? Okay? So the M means 1000. So first we need to kind of separate in right way, right? So M and CC, okay. So it's just 100. Okay, so if it's a kind of coming with this I, then it shouldn't be I, it should be X, right? So if the meaning of I is, we have to separate that one. So CC and IX, the I is less than X, so we have to put together, so that way, right? So M is 1000, CC means 2 of 100s, and 1 less than 10, which means I, right? So that number is 1209, right? Okay, let's do the same way for this one. CD, okay, so it can be, or it should be, put CD together because one bar above it, right? And L is 50 and with 3 tens, right? So they should come together in that order, okay? And after that is 2, right? So it's CD, so D is for 500, C is for 100, but it's subtracting, right? So it's going to be 400, but bar means multiple by 1000, and that is 50 plus 30, right? So it's going to be 80, and with 2, okay? So all together is actually 400,082, okay?